Hey, good morning, everybody. The table is definitely open. In just a little bit, we're going to come into a time of communion. I'm so thrilled to see everybody here this morning. I thought I'd do something a little bit different in my message this morning. You know, I've always said that we have an open table for communion, but I've never really explained to you what that means. There are some strong traditional reasons for me saying we have an open table. And it is one of those items that differentiates Methodists from other denominations. First, there are a few names for communion. Let me explain that you probably only heard me call it Holy Communion. That's not on purpose, it's just a habit. Our official document and guide on this is a book called This Holy Mystery. So I'll be using that as my guide this morning as we dive in a little bit. Some call it the Lord's Supper. I'm sure you've heard that term before, and this implies that Jesus is the host and we participate at his invitation. Woo! All right. But what is he really inviting us to? Well, he is inviting us to participate in the meal that he ate with the disciples the night before he went to the cross. A special invite indeed, right? We take ourselves back there and try our best to understand the message Jesus was trying to convey to the disciples the night with his meal as the centerpiece. The term Holy Communion is slightly different. It invites us to focus on the self-giving of God and celebrate the grace that he has given to us in our lives. This is why I always say and invite you to use the time for reflection and think of all the blessings in your life, particularly this past month. The other term you hear is Eucharist. The Holy Mystery tells us that this means thanksgiving for the creation of you and the creation that you are becoming and for salvation. All good news, right? Okay, now, what does open table actually mean? We don't put any conditions around coming to the table. You don't have to be a member. You don't have to attend a class or a seminar to participate. All are welcome. But from the liturgy I read every time we do communion, I say all who love him, who earnestly repent of their sin and seek to be at peace with one another are welcome to come. I do check IDs though. I gotta tell you, I do that. No, I'm just kidding. So that leads me to one other point. There's no age restriction. Anyone is welcome to the table. There are no conditions. As Methodists, we believe that Jesus' table is open for everyone. There's no reserved seating. So no one cares what your bank account is. No one cares about where you live. The invitation is open to all. Last item, I'd like to quote John Wesley, who said, "It is the duty of every Christian to receive the Lord's Supper as often as he can." As often as he can. On that, let's come into a time for communion.